Welcome to the Vinny Rock Podcast.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Vincent Rocco Vargas. This is the Vinny Rock Podcast. With me today, I have Michael Irby, right?
Ladies and gentlemen.
There you go, Michael Irby.
Michael Irby, that's how they say it.
So, and I was saying, like, I had a soldier. His name was Irby, John Irby, and it's with a U. So I've been spelling your name with a U, R-B-Y. And so you spell it with the I.
That's a constant, it's either U-R-B-Y, R-I-V-Y, I-R-V. I mean, it's an odd name.
Yeah.
It's actually Dutch. It comes from my father's side. Yeah. So my great was a slave.
Oh, wow.
And the Irbys brought in my family.
Yeah.
And that's how we got that Irby name.
There you go.
Yeah, baby.
Wow, dude. So real quick, obviously you guys know this podcast is brought to you by several sponsors. I'm just going to go off the top of my head. First of all, we have beard.com. Beard.com. Yeah, me and my partner own beard.com. That's a crazy URL.
Beard.com. What's a URL?
Beard.com. Oh, what is a URL?
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's so funny. So the URL is like www.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah,
by the way.
Dude, that's right. I'm actually teaching him a lot of his social media, so it's good. But so we own beard.com. We have all kinds of cool products. One of my favorite products we have, there's El Vato, and that's the pomade that I have right now. So I'm trying to push that out. So that's one of our sponsors. If you guys are interested, go check that out. Also, Leadslingers Whiskey, Article 15 Clothing, all the basics, Warfighter Tobacco. There's a promo code out there. You can get 11% off using Vinny Rock for Warfighter Tobacco. I'll let you know when we get the Victory cigars in because those are the best cigars. Are you a cigar smoker?
Not really. I gotta tell you that.
Yeah. I got one here today that I bought. I'm gonna probably smoke it right after this. I'll go outside for a little bit, relax. It's dipped in cognac. It's just it's a special one someone handed me, so I'm gonna try that out. But I'm personally coming out with my own cigar here soon. It's called the Rocco. It's gonna be big as fuck.
I love
right?
it.
Yeah, it's
big as fuck. I love it.
So we're getting that blended here soon. That's just another one of my companies. It's just they're just such a bunch of cool dudes and a bunch of Harley riders.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. So now I'm in the club now.
We're all in the club now. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't riding bikes 3 weeks ago, and now here we are riding in the middle of the desert.
Dude, it's so crazy, man. Yeah. One of our other sponsors is Lisa Beds. Have you ever heard of Lisa Beds? It's Leesa Beds.
No.
So Lisa Beds is a bed where you can order online a mattress. They ship it to your house. It's easy as hell. It's just like, it's almost as if I was ordering off Amazon. Sure. It's that easy. And then you pick the mattress you want, your comfort size or whatnot. Shows up in a box. You bring it to your bed. You cut it open. It's like vacuum sealed.
Really?
Unravels, and you wouldn't even imagine the size bed that comes out of it.
Lisa Beds.
Yes, Lisa Beds. It's honestly one of the best sleeps I've ever had. I had a back issue the other day, and that was because I was sleeping on my sister's really soft mattress. It threw me out of alignment. When I'm home, I sleep amazing on that damn Lisa Bed.
Lisa Bed.
Crazy.
I got to do some research.
You got to check that out.
Because we're up for a new bed. I think it's every 8 years, and I think, I think
check it out. I'm serious.
I definitely will.
Lisa Bed, it's really cool. It's one of my favorites. If you guys are listening, obviously there's a promo code for that. I believe it's Vinny Rock as well, but double check. If you guys have a question, if you're interested in one of those beds, let me know, and I'll get you the promo code for that to give you $100 off of one of the smaller mattresses or $200 off one of the bigger mattresses. So it's pretty cool. Another one of our sponsors is Carnivore Club. You might like this because a lot of the guys we're working with right now are not like they eat super strict diets, right?
For sure.
Carnivore Club is a subscription-based company that sends you a box of meat. I'm talking pepperoni, salami, chorizo, all kinds of things that are dehydrated meats that you can just pull out of the box and eat them like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dude, that's some manly-ass shit right there, right?
Carnivores, baby. I mean, we are a dying breed, and we got to hold on to that,
Right.
That's the old way from all that prepping and all that sausage making and stuff, and people are so health conscious now that they forget that it's about life, it's about enjoying, it's about tasting.
That's it.
You know what I mean? You got to live it,
It's
man.
it.
We're all going to get where we're gonna get.
Right, we're all gonna have the dirt nap soon.
We're all gonna get there. That dirt nap, that long sleep. We're gonna get there, but fuck it, enjoy it.
Enjoy it while you can, and while you enjoy that, go ahead and get yourself some Carnivore Club for the holidays coming up here. Go check it out. There's a promo code there. It's Rocco, ROCCO. I believe it's I don't know, man, maybe 10%, 15%. I'm not sure exactly. I'll double check. But if you guys are interested in getting some Carnivore Club, hit me up. I'll give you all the information for that. Don't forget, we got Willie Peach Chocolate. It's a guy who makes chocolate out of his own house. He actually grows the vegetables that he uses, things like peppers in chocolate. You ever had a spicy chocolate?
Oh yeah,
dude,
yeah.
What a great mix, right?
That's a great mix. That little bit of capsicum and then that little
there you
bit
go.
of the dark, the
Yes.
bitter. You know, well, yeah, man, we use it in the moles. You know,
dude.
Hey,
mole is one of my. You got to come up to Salt Lake City, dude. We have a place that has 7 different moles. It's called the Red Iguana. It's well known there.
Sure.
This motherfucking place was so popular that they opened one down the street from it, dog. Like I swear, you pull out the driveway, you make a left, and you run into the next one.
And there's the other one.
And they're both packed as fuck, bro.
Really?
Dude, it's the best Mexican food I found it's the best mole in Salt Lake City. I can't say Mexican food because there's some places out there that have really authentic type mom and pop shops.
Sure.
Yeah, but you got to find those. It's not very easy. It's you don't find the Mexican culture very very prevalent out there. And you in Salt Lake City, it's more in Ogden and other smaller areas you'll find it. But hey, dude, I'm just happy to have you on here, man.
Absolutely, I'm happy to be here, brother.
Here's the craziest thing. If you guys don't know who I'm sitting here talking to right now, just by the name alone, and I'm sure I'm going to post on social media and you'll see. But if you were watching back in the day, when we were in the military, on deployments, or in training, you watched a TV show called The Unit, which is loosely based off of the book Inside Delta Force.
Absolutely. Inside Delta Force by Eric Haney.
Yeah.
Cool
The man.
Cool cat.
Dude, and so who I'm sitting here with here, you guys might know him. Your character's name was on the show.
On the show, my name was Charles Gray.
Charles Gray.
My call sign was Betty
Blue.
Betty Blue.
Betty Blue. And how did Betty Blue come about?
Betty Blue, see, it's funny. David Mamet, as amazing as he is, he doesn't really give you a lot of information, right? So I went up, I said, Betty Blue? He said, French film. I said, oh, okay, cool. Done. I guess that's my call sign, Betty Blue. I wanted like the Dirt Diver or Snake Doctor.
Yeah.
I wanted those, but I was like, Betty Blue, fuck it, roll.
Snake Eater.
Yeah. I wanted something hard, but he was like French film from the 50s. I was like, done. It's David Mamet.
Dude, what was my call sign? I'm trying to think, because we all made some funny, so in the military, actual call signs for like a very professional manner, we have our... It's usually your squad, your platoon concept. So mine was Alpha 1-1, right? So Alpha Company, first platoon, first squad, squad leader. So I was like Alpha 1-1 Bravo or Alpha 1-1 Alpha, right? Which means you're first squad leader, team leader, whatever the case, right? So it's broken down like that. But then you have some internal comms. And this is the homeboy code, right?
This is what we call each other.
Yeah.
Not over the radio per se, but this is what we call
and one
each
of my
other.
partners, rest in peace, Brazos, but he called himself the Ocho. It was so awesome. And my other partner.
Was this before or after Chad Johnson called himself?
It was before.
Okay.
This come from Dodgeball. Remember El Ocho? That channel. So he called, it was an inside joke on there, and he carried on as like obviously that he's hung like a fucking horse is what his reference was referring to, and then his counterpart, another one, rest in soul, big guy, my two boys, dude, was the Brim Missile.
The Brim Missile.
Mine was Sexual Mocha.
Sexual Mocha.
Yeah,
okay.
and I had a whole backstory on that. People are like, why Sexual Mocha? Like, well, I used to be a stripper back in the day for Latin flavors.
A little Magic Mike?
Yeah, which is not true.
Sure.
But I led people to really believe that. And so there was that one. We had a guy, we called him Pink Panther. Uh-huh. Man, the story behind that, dude, we found some pictures on his camera wearing a pink fucking thong.
Ooh.
Dude, and it was really awkward. It was to the point where it's like, wait, why is he wearing that? And he eventually came out to us like, look, man, I was really drunk that night. Some girl had me convinced to do this and that. And so...
Dude, these cameras, bro. Everybody's got a smartphone. I don't know how smart that is. I got to tell you. Because there's proof for fucking everything.
Dude, it was so funny. And so we all have our... Yeah, Pink Panther, dude. And it's funny, man. Like... You just call each other those names and stuff like that, And you being around filming it so often, you really started to get to know the culture of special operations.
Absolutely, bro. Got to know the culture, the community, the respect. Just some of that ease, some of that flow.
Yeah.
It was always about that warm honey.
Yeah.
It was always about just moving forward. And, you do stuff as an actor, but then when you're able to get there and get in it. And, we went out to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait to visit the boys and girls over there with the USO, which was
That's great.
It's an amazing experience for me. And then also seeing their eyes and their faces and knowing, what we're doing.
Well, we connected with your show, right? We connected with the unit because a lot of us aspire eventually to be, especially guys like me. I was an infantry guy, I was in Ranger Battalion, so special operations. But where I'm in special operations is almost like the good foundation to get to the next level, which would be Delta Force, right? And for a lot of us, we looked up to those guys. We worked with those guys. We kind of all knew if you stayed in, that's the next route you want to go. That are special forces. Do you want to be this crazy door kicker, or do you want to be a little bit different? Like special forces does a kind of a different mission, right? They have their door kickers. They also do, your other kind of operations. Fucking a beautiful thing. It's all needed. It's all a necessity. But at the time for me, Delta was definitely well within my sights. That's what I wanted to try and do. So reading the book Inside Delta Forces, probably 90% of Ranger Battalion has read that book.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a book that, like, you got to check it out, right? It's a well-respected book. It's like almost every Ranger's seen the movie Black Hawk Down.
Sure.
That's our movie.
Totally.
Right? And then the next is the book is going to be Inside Delta Force, which for us, in that world, in the Army, the special operations community is kind of like that quiet professional. And you've probably heard that term going on, the quiet. We don't talk as much as others do. The Navy SEALs have a bad rap for like kind of writing the books and this and that.
Sure.
But again, it is what it is. That's their world.
Right.
Delta didn't do that very often. And so when that book came out, it was kind of like, whoa, what's this?
A little peek.
Yeah. And it was great.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember Eric talking about some people that weren't too happy that he wrote the book.
Yeah, no, easily.
And but at the end of the day, these stories need to be told. There is the lore, there is that there is that mystery that as we move and develop, we got to get it. We got to show all sides, right? These are just men. I
agree that there is a part of storytelling that needs to be told. There's a part of it that the legacies need to continue. There's stories that are forgotten, that are dying with our studs that are out there doing the mission.
Sure.
And what's hard to see is there's some things that I think there's an honor and a code in just doing your job, not for the glory, but for the fact that it's your fucking job. Yeah. Right? Like, you go out there, my squad. Like, I talk about my squad leader and my team leader quite a bit. These are guys that were in my platoon that raised me to be the infantryman that I became. The leader that I became was really from these guys. I looked up to these guys to a sense where I was almost closer in an emotional attachment to them than I was my own family.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
And it happens, right? And and these guys, I remember him telling me, Sergeant Barraza was telling me, I was like, man, it'd be nice if we got more awards for some of the badass shit we get to do.
Sure.
And he's like, for what? You're doing your fucking job. And I was like, fuck, you're right. Like, who the fuck am I trying to get awards for what I'm doing? It's my fucking job.
Totally, man.
And so when he said that, I was like, and I went to some courses and I'm not saying I was deserving of any kind of like Bronze Star, silver, none of that shit, but I'm saying we fucking work our ass off, and we go out there and doing a fucking dope-ass mission. And I guess part of me as a young soldier was selfish in wanting to be proud of what awards I probably could receive by just being good at my job.
Right.
And in reality, is like, that's not what you do it for, right? Like, you do it, you don't do it for the handshake and the thank you for your service. You do it for the fact that you believe in the mission. You believe in the end state, the goal, right?
Sure.
And so, like, when he said that, I was like, fuck, man, what a wild ride it was, and being a part of that. And so I do believe some of those stories need to be told, and I think they are being told now in the most respectable way possible. Guys, like, there's a buddy of mine, his name is Marty. Man, his last name is so hard to pronounce. It's Scolvin, Marty Scolvin. Either way, he wrote a book, and it talks a lot about Ranger Battalion missions, and it's a really good one. And he caught a little shit for it, but as well as it was written right.
Yeah.
It wasn't boasting. It was telling the fine details and reminding people about the mission that our Army Rangers do.
Absolutely.
For a long time, that was kind of it was. Black Hawk Down was the only thing that people knew about Rangers, and they thought of us as only being blocking positions for Delta, you know what I mean, or like the stepchildren for Delta, right? We just, we're the outside security. But during this whole war and this time, and this is 16 years of us kicking in doors and advancing and just doing some awesome shit. So the United States Army Rangers have definitely done their damage in this war, So let me ask you, man, what is your favorite military character that you've played?
Oh, favorite military character. I gotta say, I'd have to go back to the unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just have to go back to the unit.
I posted one picture with us.
Yeah.
And people were like, Betty Blue.
Hey.
Betty Blue, is he that cool? I'm like, yeah. Dude. Right? I mean, you've touched a lot of people with that character. That character, it resonated, right? Like, not just your character, all the 4 characters. All the 4.
Oh, yeah, Matt Dennis, Haysbert, Max Martini, Robert Patrick, Scott Foley. It was bigger than us, you know? Like, I've been doing this a long time on the actor thing. And I've had some amazing jobs and great experiences. But this wasn't like a once upon a time show. Yeah. It wasn't Private Practice or Law and Order. This was the fucking unit. Yeah. And it was bigger than me. Yeah. Right? I showed up to an 11:30 meeting not knowing that I was going to kind of be part of this kind of like a game changer show. Yeah. And a show for the boys and girls over there that were in the dirt.
It was for us big time.
Like it was...
they probably didn't realize how much it would have an impact on us.
Bro, that show could still be on.
I agree.
You know, that show got canceled with like 9 million viewers. And today, that's a hit. Right? Yeah. Back then, when we were dealing with 17, 18, 20 million viewers, people were like, oh, maybe it's their time. But that show could and should have still been on.
Dude, it was great, man, because me being in the military, being in the special operations community, you know, also knowing there's Hollywood ties to this show, right? There's always this, but it was so entertaining, and part of me wanted to believe that there was a lot of it was real, right? A lot of me wanted to believe that. It was just such a fun storyline. You know what I mean? I don't know, something about that show. I just really, like I said, when you walked in, when I heard that who was going to be, you know, you got casted, and I was like, interesting. Isn't that the dude from the unit? I kept thinking, but I didn't research it myself. But I kept thinking, and then finally when we met, and
well, I remember the day when I was sitting there on the bus, and I think I was sitting on the inside, and then you rolled up. Yeah. And we're sitting there, we're riding for about 5 minutes in silence, and you're like, dude, are you Betty Blue? And I was like, yeah, boy. And then you told me your backstory, and I was like, oh my God, there's a reason for everything.
Right,
you know?
right.
And,
so wild, right?
Yeah, it's just how all the worlds keep coming together. As long as you keep moving and living your truth, man, the world's going to come together.
No, it was great, man. And so that's where I actually got to the conversation, because it's always interesting to me, is like, what got you into acting?
Bro, I was a soccer player my whole life, right? And I became very good at it. And since it was my whole life, my father was my coach, there was a lot of responsibility that came with soccer, and kind of trying to live up for that and live up to that dream. I got in a car accident, broke both of my knees. Damn. And I just stopped playing ball. Yeah. And I went deep. I got angry, spiritual. I was so pissed off at everything. And I was imploding, probably. And
transition.
Yeah, you know, I was in that, fucking growing pains, right? And so I took an acting class, and I was in there for about 2 months, and I got given a scene. And after I did the scene, the teacher calls me over and says, buddy, I don't know you really. I don't know your story, but I think that you can be an actor. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he says, I think that you can actually make money and go and pursue acting. Yeah. And I was like, all right, well, get me some information. And he says, you can go to L.A. Right now. Yeah. You can go to L.A. with a headshot, or you can go to New York City and go to school. Yeah. And I quit, broke up with the girl, dropped out of school, told the parents I love them, and I moved to New York City with $500 and started going to acting school. And,
that's one of those things, though, man. You had to take the jump. You had to take the leap of faith.
Had to. No one believed in it.
A lot of people won't do that.
And it wasn't like they didn't believe in it, but people were like, it wasn't a thing, right? Yeah. Like, no one from my little town in Cabazon, California, with my parents, a little freaking, nobody had done that. And so when you tell people that, I imagine even when you said, hey, you guys, I'm going in, you know, I'm joining the military, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. Yeah. You had those people that looked at you like, what? I thought I knew you, and maybe you did think you knew me, but I didn't even know me yet, right?
Dude.
So that's that journey.
I remember when I joined the military, there were so many people like, why? Like, what are you going to fight for?
Sure.
Right? But it's like, dude, there's so, even my own mom, my mom had a fear. Like, Sonny, there's a war going on. It's like, I know. I want to see that. Right? And the other part is like, I didn't do shit with my life that I felt like I was completely proud with. I fucked up my opportunities for baseball. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it was my chance to try and, I guess, make it right.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make this right as far as the acting thing goes. I was just, I was kind of listening to the clues of life that you get. Yeah. And if you don't really kind of look at them and see them for what they are, like I could have told that teacher, yeah, okay, buddy, whatever. Yeah. Right. But I heard him. And I changed my whole life in 4 months, and I was in New York City. Shit. And, went to school, started getting work, and people were like, we dig it.
That's dope, man. Yeah. It's one of those things, man. Acting is like, I've been I've been sitting here for the past 2 weeks now dealing with this acting, and obviously, you know, this is my first big anything, and so it's what an experience. It's like trying to drink from a fucking fire hydrant,
Sure.
right? Like I'm trying to soak it in,
Sure.
And it's wild, dude. It's wild. I was telling my wife that I'm sitting there watching the scene with Angel talking to Coco, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm supposed to be acting. I'm supposed to be in it. But I turn into the closest spectator in the fucking room,
You're
dog.
like, I just start watching.
I'm just like, man, they're good. Because it's such a different world for me.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not used to comedy, right? I'm used to just, because me, naturally, I find humor in everything. And so it's an interesting road, man. And it's fucking exciting as hell, dude. But it's tough, man. And how about this? What is it that helps you prepare for a role? How, like, is there something you do, or is it just...
You know, man, I think at every breathing moment you're prepping for that role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a husband today, or a dad today, or you're somebody's brother today, you know, even at 45 years old, my mother still calls me and wants to know how I'm doing. And,
yeah.
You know, and are you eating enough? Are you doing what you need to? You know, but man, I just kind of get quiet and I just go step away. I read. Yeah. You know, I'm all about what other people say about me in the script and what I say to other people.
Yeah, I've seen that. So before scenes, I've seen you. Before the scene even starts, you're already in.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's exactly
because I'm an athlete, right? You want to get in there wet. You don't want to get in there dry. You want to get in there warmed up, ready to go. And so I've done my work before I hear action.
Yeah.
Right. And now what I do is just trust that the other person is bringing me whatever they're going to bring me. Yeah. Right? Like, I just listen.
Yeah, he's training as much as you are.
Yeah, man. And at the end of the day, we're all playing tennis. We're all playing soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pass you the ball. You pass the ball back. That's how we talk to our families, our friends, whatever, right? We just listen. And you don't know what that other person's going to say. Mm-hmm. And that's where I always try to, as much as I know my lines, I don't really know them until you say what you need to say. And then I'm going to react how you said it to me. Right, like that is right, that's how I kind of process. Like, if you're gonna bring me some shit, I'm gonna give it back to you. If you're gonna bring me some love, then I'm also gonna bring that back to you, even though the lines on the page might say something entirely different. Right, but if you're gonna bring me some,
it's the emotion behind.
It's the emotion behind the line. The lines are there as a way to get to the end of the story. Right? Like, there's a first act, a second act, a third act. Even on a mission, you know what the mission is.
Right.
However, that mission is going to change 360, 24/7. It's always going to change. Yeah. Right? And like, so that's why the script is something that you can read and hold on to and make choices. But at the end of the day, if Rocco comes to me and says his line, and I have to respond to that in the way that you gave it to me. It's a Meisner technique.
Yeah.
Right? Sandy Meisner. It's a technique that he developed. And, you know, it's just about repetition and listening, and like listening openly, though. Not listening waiting for your line. That's something listening until that person stops talking, so then you know it's probably your turn.
That's something that Richard was kind of saying, like, is like, you know, we were upstairs talking about, like, the scene and this and that. He goes, let's just act. Let's just do it. Right? Like, fuck, we know what we need to do. We know the mission, right? Yep. We know how to get to the mission. Well, then let's just be in it in the moment and do it. And I was like, dude, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, that sounds right. You know what I mean? Because, like, I can't give you the play-by-play, and it almost looks too fake. It's rehearsed. Sure. And he has to just throw ourselves into it and fucking act.
That's it, man. I mean, you know it. I mean, this is a funny beast. This acting thing. Bro. I've been doing it a while, and I got to say, I'm always surprised. Yeah. Right? And even, you know, in a soccer game, you could say, hey, buddy, great game. Oh, buddy, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You could tell me as an actor, hey, man, that was a great job. I'm going to be like, nah, this could have been better. Right. This could have been better.
Right.
I'm
the same. Like,
it's a funny thing.
My wife goes, I play softball still. You're right. You said you still play. Yeah. And so there's games where I'm like, she goes, baby, you played good. I'm like, thanks. You know, like, in my head, like, no, man, I went fucking 2 for 4. Like, that's fucking terrible. You know, I could have had a better throw in the outfield. Like, we critique the fuck out of each other, dude.
But I believe those are the true. Those are the true. You know, you have to self-critique.
That's how you get. That's how you get better.
That's how you get better. I'm never perfect. I can't say that. You know.
So let me know this: out of all the acting you've done, and this is what 20 plus years.
Yeah.
What is your best character that you've ever played?
Oh,
We talked about this the other day.
Yeah, no, we did talk about it the other night. I felt kind of shy about saying this because no one will ever see this film. I did a film called Bolden.
Yeah.
And it's a story about the birth of jazz, late 1800s, when jazz was transitioning from what was on the page, which was more of a kind of a Creole thing that was basically, English, old school, right? You're playing jazz to the music on the paper. And then after that had transitioned to the slaves that were freed and everybody that was on the plantation coming up, basically taking it back to the African roots, and then that improv jazz.
It's just playing. It's just playing. Right? It's I learned a little bit of this from, and how silly it sounds is the movie that with what's his name just fucking did. Damn it, Ryan Gosling. La La Land.
Dude, Damien Chazelle. I mean, yeah.
He explains how the way they communicated was instruments. It wasn't because everyone kind of spoke a different language, and they kind of just play music, and they went improv, like we were saying. They're just playing the jazz.
Yeah.
And that's what this story talks about.
It's a beautiful film.
Yeah.
Again, no one will ever see it, at least with me in it. I believe they're still in like the 7th year of reshoots. I shot that like 9 years ago.
Wow.
But it was a great film. But one of the ones I'm most proud about is Pinheiro. I did with Leona Chasso. And it was the whole New York Poets thing with Mikey Pinheiro and Joe Papp, Ray Pavad, Benjamin Bratt starred in that, and we became dear friends after that. And that was like my first big New York, film. It was a little indie, maybe $1 million. I made maybe $200 on that, but it was life changing.
Yeah,
and that was the first like big yes.
That's kind of like it catapulted.
Yeah,
what you want. You're like, that's it.
Yeah, I'm in it. This feels good. This feels right.
What is something? What's a dream role for you? Something that like you look to do, or what is the end state goal for acting? Like where do you feel like you've topped out and like, hell yeah, I've made what I've dreamed about? Is it an Academy Award? Is it something like that?
It's not. I don't. Again, when you talk about the awards, it's not really why I do it.
Yeah.
I think up to this point right now, I'm even going to say Mayans.
Yeah.
I mean, dream role.
Yeah.
Right? Bishop. I've been doing this a long time, but I've also been like the guy that says, oh, I think he might have went that way.
Yeah.
Or, no, I'm pretty sure he went that way.
Yeah.
You're right. But I know who I am. And my wife, my mother, my father, like my son, they know who I am.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I don't really get a chance to play that on camera, right?
Yeah.
My biggest job is, being happy, dying happy, and being a lover, right, to the world.
Yeah.
As far as the acting thing goes, man, I'm living my dream every day. I've already hit it.
Yeah.
I am Michael Irby as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
When I print up my call sheets in the morning, I'm number one on my call sheets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the dream job. It's funny being Latino, and my father's black, and there's a lot of social issues that I want to kind of approach, and there's the Serpicos out there, those great films that those guys were doing back in the 70s, and I don't really know if we're making those movies anymore. I don't even know if they're on the slate. The movies that I think that I want to be in, I'm gonna have to make that movie.
That's what I'm. So you're thinking maybe down the road production, produce your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have to make that movie. It's gonna be a small one. It's not gonna be fucking Tom Cruise, Big Bang. Which is all good.
Yeah.
Right. But I know who my fan base is.
Yeah.
And I want to make a movie kind of for them.
Yeah.
That they feel like, oh, that's for all of us. Right.
Yeah, that's great. Damn, this acting stuff is crazy, bro. This is a whole different world for me.
Bro,
right?
you get used to getting shot at.
Well, if you had a chance of doing the military, if you could just pause your life and done a couple years overseas, is that something you would have been interested in?
I got to be honest with you. No.
Is it just?
I believe that there is another fight to be had right here.
Yeah.
Right here in America.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're taking care of our brothers and sisters the way that we could and should.
Right.
And again, we're talking the housing market, education, privatization of the prison system.
Yes.
We're talking the entire thing.
Yeah.
So do I think there's a big baddie out there who wants bad for America? Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But also that could be generated by the machine.
Right.
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 America's a funny beast.
Dude.
She's a funny girl. And so in that sense, yeah, but man, I was, and I think that's what people might have even seen in me, right?
Yeah.
Like I got recruited heavily in high school. Those recruiters, when they were coming to the high schools, they were like, bro, you got something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm fucking loyal, man.
Yeah.
Like I will live and die for this country. However, she's also shit on a lot of people and a lot of my stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like the people. And so, but I know what they saw. It's the same thing that the industry sees, and casting directors and directors. They know I got the fight in me.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some fire in you.
The fire's there.
Yeah.
The fire's there. But I also would like to take care of some of the women and children right here at home.
No, I hear you. That's kind of like, man, I've done my part in the military, and I love the military, and I love still having my foot in the military because I am in the reserves still, so I'm still serving. But I feel like I think I'm better used serving a purpose here now as a representative for the military, for the veteran community, almost as a spokesman or a mentor or whatever it is. But I think that's now my mission, right? That's kind of what I've taken for myself. I think I just need to continue to try and be successful, try and break down some of the barriers that here's the thing, man. You've been casted a lot as a veteran, and you understand the world has told us we're broken for years.
Yeah.
This is almost 15, 16 years now of the world saying veterans have PTSD, veterans have commit suicide, veterans this, and eventually you have these guys that are in vulnerable moments that actually believe it, right? And it's like they show and they highlight the negativity of what we are, and they don't show the positive side. They don't show the successful veterans, and it kills me, right? And that for me is like, well, how do I become the well, fuck, man, I gotta get the biggest motherfucking name out there, and then say, oh, he's a veteran. Oh, he served 3 tours from fucking, 2 in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq. Fuck, I thought all veterans were broken. Like, no, motherfucker, we're not.
Yeah, dude, and you're fucking crushing it.
Yeah,
dude. I gotta tell you,
dude, just
crushing it.
Just doing everything I can to be that voice, to change the narrative, right?
Bro, Americans, we love to read the papers and we love to hear the headlines.
Yeah.
But a lot of us don't want to get dirty, and a lot of us don't even want to know that there are boys out there getting dirty.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's safer. Right? They create this illusion that it's so safe because our boys are over there taking care of the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? But your bad guy could be your neighbor, as we're watching right now.
We already know.
I mean, the bad guy could be your neighbor, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a very fine line.
Yeah.
Much respect with what you guys are doing out there and what you've done. Yeah, bro.
Trust me, we sometimes you sometimes sit there and think, or at least hope, like, I pray this all was worth it. Yeah. Right? You pray that the time you've served and your friends that you've lost and the things that you deal with after, from post-traumatic stress, from just injuries, and you pray that, okay, it was worth it, right? You know what I mean? And
where are you at now with that? I mean, right now, 2017.
Bro,
questions still out?
It's always like that.
Yeah.
I think it's always like that, right? I'm a believe that I would love to believe that it's done good, but I also know it's broken a lot of homes, and it's just a hard thing, dude. It's the double-edged sword. You know what I mean? It's like, I served my country and I'm proud of it. I actually served thinking I better serve now because I would hate to fucking see that my daughter would have to serve one day.
True that.
And she's now 14, and dude, we're still at war.
Still,
bro, it scares the fuck out of me.
My son was born in a war.
Yeah.
He's never lived a day on this earth without being in a war. He doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Because again, we turn off that news. We don't have newspapers in the house. We're not. We don't. But we know it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that day that doesn't have to be it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't know if we have to be all out there spread so thin, policing everything.
Yeah. I don't know either.
You
right.
know?
Like, we don't. Fuck. Now I'm just worried about, like, let me just take care of me and mine. You know what I mean?
Again, yeah. I mean, not out of some, solitary lone wolf thing, but just, let me take care of me and mine so that we can go out and spread the word, right? And be that positive energy, right? Like, I want to raise a man
Fuck
not a man that only knows how to fight, but knows how to love, knows how to cry, knows how to laugh, right? I want to raise somebody that is going to go and help the world.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
And it's not for me. Not so I can be proud of him, so that he can go and be proud of himself and feel like he's making a difference, you know?
That's great. Damn, that's great. That's exactly, I think, also as parents, is that's all we want. You know, there's some people that don't, not as parents. So there's some parents that don't think that.
Yeah, some parents don't even want to be parents.
Right.
Right. They just made some mistakes. And, you know, I mean, hey, that's just the deal, right?
That's the truth.
And, you know, and then sometimes you send them to school and hope that the teacher takes care of them, but the teacher can't take care of 30 kids, right? Like, so,
no.
I mean, yes, we need to take care of each other. That is kind of why I believe Michael Irby is here.
Right.
It's not about me. I'll give you my last bite.
Yeah.
Right. I'll give you the shirt off my back when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't need anything.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to. It's how I've tried to approach my life.
Yeah.
I don't need stuff. I want to give you stuff. I'll get whatever I need. From. Right.
Right. That's good. So let me ask you, man. You've done a lot of military films. Is there a school in the military that you've heard of and you maybe have acted or something that you actually think would be an interesting course to go through? Any kind of the training.
Well, Buds
would be cool.
Yeah.
Buds would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I can start right there because I'm doing SEAL Team right now. Over on CBS.
Right.
And you know, it honestly, brother, it all sounds cool.
Yeah.
And I know I could have done all of it.
Right.
Right.
No, if you're physically fit, dude, if you're a fucking athlete, all you got to know is that will your mind shut down? Will you quit?
Totally.
And me and you both like, fuck no.
I got no quit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, since I was 5 years old, you know, my parents, everybody knew Mikey's going to go do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to go do, but whatever he does, he's going to do it all the way.
Yeah.
And I had a very mind over matter, you know, even with this business, you know, get 30 no's, 1 yes. 30 no's, 1 yes.
I tell that all the time. I was like, dude, on social media, you guys have seen my success and you've missed 90% of my failure.
Seriously, because that 90% of that is that reality.
Right.
And that is the reality, is 90% of those are no's.
Yeah.
And you just got to keep getting up, dusting off, and look in the mirror and say, fuck this. I got it.
Dude, when I joined, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life before the military was Hell Week in football. That's it, right? That's the hardest thing. And I remember going into Hell Week thinking, am I gonna quit? Can I get through this, right? And I got through it. I'm like, that wasn't that bad. I'm fine, right? So I get to the military. Baseball's not it's not a physically hard sport, right? I just ran, you know, it's whatever. So I've never really been challenged. Boxing's whatever, right? Nothing's, dude.
Sure.
I got to fucking basic training and was like, oh, fuck, this sucks, dude. It's not enough to make me quit, but it sucks, right? You take my phone from me. I don't get to talk to my family. I felt like, dude, I just joined the military and lost all my rights. Like, I lost every privilege I used to have.
Totally.
Then I go to RIP. RIP is a Ranger Indoctrinal Program, and that's the selection for getting into Ranger Battalion. That's a kick in the fucking nuts. And I still sat there thinking, like, I don't know if I'll ever say I quit. I just don't know if it's in me. Part of me is like, I would hate to embarrass my family, my own father, to tell my dad, like, Dad, I quit. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's the scariest thought process for me. So I never could do it. But I never had a moment in the military where I thought that, where I thought, God, I'm ready to quit. And maybe if I did, it was just a quick, like, brush it back and like, okay, now you're just being an idiot. Right. You know, even in Ranger School was 60-something days of fucking carrying weight, very little sleep, and very little food. And there was days like, this sucks, but if I'm going to quit, I'll just do it tomorrow. And I kept with that, right? I wake up and be like, it sucks, but if I'm going to quit, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah. And eventually, like, tomorrow's graduation day. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, dude, there hasn't been something that has pushed me to say I quit in the sense where mentally I couldn't handle it. Right. You know? This is the one thing that I've felt more vulnerable and almost looking for an excuse to back out of.
You mean acting?
Acting.
No, brother.
No, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But this is the one thing. Maybe because I'm older in age. Maybe because I'm pretty comfortable in my lifestyle. Right. You know what I mean? It's the one thing where I'm like, I feel insecure because this isn't a strength thing. This isn't a physicality, right? This isn't me trying to outrun you guys or out push up you guys. Like, there I feel confident that I can compete.
Sure.
This is a fucking pull some emotion and fucking impress the person watching. Have them believe in your message. Yeah. And fuck, dude, it's foreign. I can't go onto the YouTube and find out how to get better. Right. I can't go read a book and just get better by reading it. I can't go fucking lift a weight and be better.
Right.
I have to fucking consume myself into this world.
You can only do it.
Do it.
You know, and even then it's a perishable type of a skill,
yeah.
right? Because you can't look in the mirror and act.
No.
Right? Like if you do, then you know you're doing the old school silent films, right? But yeah, man, it's something that you have to do, and the more time on camera, the more comfortable it gets, the more everything disappears, and you're just there looking at those at the other person, and everything else goes away.
It's gone,
right? Yeah, you know, the work was. See, I went to theater school, right? So I got that muscle memory, and I was able to make everything disappear, right? But yeah, you know, I got to say, I got a little nervous when I went in, and you know, I'm working with Redford, and you know, I'm working with Gandolfini, and you know, I'm working with like heavy hitters, you know, Jodie Foster, and I'm like, you know, I know what I'm doing, but at the end of the day, I'm working with legends right now, you know, and even I get a little, and you know, you get in there and you shake it off, and you know, you just go for it and live in that truth, and you know, those emotions are there. Right? They're always there, whether you choose to address or explore them or not. Right. We all know, you know, God gave us everything we need to heal ourselves. And at the end of the day, the more honest that you can be with yourself, and the more honest you're going to be with everybody else, and the way they can kind of, and that's just kind of like living in that truth as an actor. Like, you see the lines, you know, I'm dying today.
Bro, I never imagined acting would be like, so it's funny, you're in the world of acting. Like, I'm not in the world of acting. I wasn't, right? People just believe it's an easy thing. People think like, oh man, hey, if you guys need another actor, let me know. Like, I get these messages all the time.
Yeah, I see.
Right? Right? And it's just like, wait, bro, like, I've personally worked a little bit at this, right? Like, I've done my share of a little bit, and I've definitely was fortunate enough to get onto this project, but it's not what they think. No, it's a fucking job. It's not easy. It's not just you show up and you can do. Yeah, it's a trip, man.
There's so much that happens before they get to see that final product. At 9:00 on Wednesday night, right? Like, there is so much that happens, and even though you've managed to make it look fucking super cool, a lot, you know, it's that don't let them see you sweat. You know, and it does become acting. Right? Like, when you're up there, and even, hell, my own personal life was fucking crazy. I was selling my house, you know, I was going through some stuff, and my own, this was just last year, right? And I had a meeting, and I went in, dusted it the fuck off, and went in Alpha Dog and said, bro, and they were like, yeah, and I got Taken last year that was on, and then Taken got canceled, and again, world's falling apart. I said, fuck this. I went in, I said to Kurt and Mayans, I want to be on this show. You know, and like, it is acting sometimes, but we act in our normal day life, right? You go to Starbucks and the world could be falling apart, and you're like, hey, can I get a thing with 2 pumps of hazelnut, please? They don't know that your world is falling apart, right? You're acting there at the drive-through window just for a moment.
You're 2 days away from foreclosure here,
you're
motherfucker.
2 days away from foreclosure, but can I get dark with 2 pumps of hazelnut, please?
Hey, like, how's your day? It's good. Everything's good.
Everything is great.
Bro, and that's exactly it, man. Like, people don't realize, like, you guys are 100% all in actors, and in that is you jump from one job to another, and you're always looking for the next project, the one that's inspiring, the one that's going to be the big, the hit, the one that's going to be the stable, you know, 7 seasons,
or even the one that you've never done before. Right, like that kind of interests me.
Right,
I know it's only going to be 2 scenes in a big movie, but you know what? I haven't done that before.
What is that? What is that role for you? What do you think? What, like, it's something that you've like, man, I'd love the challenge of doing that.
Well, dude, I would just like to be a fucking father for once on camera. Right?
Oh, damn, that's great.
I would really like to be a father for once on camera and not have to show up and everybody dies. You know, like, usually when I show up, people fucking die, right? Like, it's such a thing. Like, whether it's me or them, when you see Irby show up on camera, someone's probably gonna die. And,
that's so fucking funny.
You know what I mean? I would just, and I don't know. You know, maybe that is something I'm not gonna do, but you know, I don't know, man. I got such a huge heart. They don't really let me show that.
It's almost a thing as a typecast, right? Like, it's what it is. You're great at what you do, what you've been casted at.
100%.
People haven't seen you outside of that too often, so it's foreign to them. You know, and they don't know if they want to risk it when they know there's another actor who gets casted for being the father, being the drama, the dramatic roles that you don't get.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still feeding my family at the end of the day.
Right.
That's, I mean, again, like I said before, is there that job? I think each and every job is that way.
Yeah.
It's like, like each and every day can be that way. Today could be the day that it all changes.
Dude, I think this opportunity here with the Mayans MC is so cool because the writers are amazing, right? And like the feel of this. We already know how successful Sons of Anarchy was and how fun it was to watch that ride.
Oh yeah.
And now to know that we are in one of the most anticipated spinoffs of our time. And I mean, just the social media alone is the show's not even out, and the social media is blown up.
Yeah.
There's like 4 Mayans MC pages over 30,000.
Bro,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, wait, is this show? Wait, they already have a fan club and fan base and
everything,
and the show's not even out yet.
No.
No, they're ready. They're ready for the Mayans.
It's ready.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be one hell of a ride. Whether it's 7 seasons or 20. You know what I mean? It's gonna be insane.
Yep.
Dude, I'm excited, man. I appreciate you just taking the time, man. It's just homeboys talking. I would love to try and give you a shout out on some of your social media platforms because I know we're trying to grow those now.
For sure.
And anything else you want to push out there. But let me get your Instagram right now. Your Instagram handle is what? Do you know? Let's pull it up.
I believe it's Michael Irby.
There's probably like 12 Michael Irbys out there.
No. Hold on. Let's figure this out. Let's see these iPhonies.
Dude, the other day I made 4 different accounts for some of the other guys on the set. There you go. Yeah, it's Michael Irby. You've been getting tagged on all these, just so you know. So people are tagging you on all these. So all these people are tagging you, and that's what that button is. And you go here, boom. These are your 2 pictures. So we should start uploading a few more pictures. Either way, it's Michael Irby, MichaelIrby. Go check out Michael Irby on Instagram. He also has a Facebook fan page. We just built that the other day.
And Twitter's blowing up. I just passed 1,000. I was so...
Dude, that's great.
I was so happy to get over 1,000.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, it's the future. It's the digital resume.
Totally.
It's what it is. And if we can help grow that social media for you, we're going to do our best too, because I think it's important. I think it's different.
Man, I'm getting hip. I'm pretty accessible. You know what I mean? I'll definitely check in.
Any other projects out there you want guys to check out, or they should be interested in checking out?
Well, SEAL Team, I'm very proud of it. We got a lot of the boys that came back, and they're in the writers' room, and they're on set, and they're definitely bringing a nice level of honesty to it.
That's good.
I'll be doing Barry on HBO with Bill Hader.
And what's that?
It's a funny, but it's a vet who's come home.
Yeah.
And he's trying to kind of figure out what he wants to do with his life.
Nice.
And he ends up going to acting school. And it's Bill
great.
Hader, right? He goes to acting school, but then he gets approached by the Russian mob. They figure out he's got a particular set of skills, and he becomes no spoiler, but he's a fucking hitman.
Yeah.
Right? So he's kind of double dipping. He's
great.
working for the Russian mob on this side, and then he's trying to become an actor on this side.
Oh,
and
that's great.
And it's Bill, and he walks that fine line of drama and funny so well. And then, hopefully here in the next month after we wrap this, I'm going to head out to Canada and go make a little movie.
That's right.
And, man, just staying busy, dude.
That's it.
Just staying busy.
Just staying busy, man. Well, I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate your time. Anytime you ever want to come back on the podcast, let's hit it up, dude. Let's have some fun. I appreciate you, brother.
100%.
I did it.